Welcome to the New Country, New Home programme, where we're telling the story of a refugee and his family. When Armid began his journey as a refugee, he had no idea what would happen in the future. Now, he's beginning life in a new home in Europe. Is it possible that this story about Armid and his family sounds like it might be part of your refugee story?
This is the last chapter of my story, and maybe it's the most important one. This morning, my family joined Pastor Alex and his family at a food festival. It was a sunny day, the sky was blue, and there was a nice breeze. We sat down at a table with good food and even better friends. I looked around. I saw my family laughing at a joke that Sarah told. My mind drifted off. I began to think about how far we have come. And no, by the way, I didn't have any beer. As you know, I've gone through a lot. My family has too. We lost our home, our family and friends, even our own identities. We were happy and secure. Then we became depressed and terrified. We saw violence, a dangerous journey through the Mediterranean Sea, a long trip in Europe. And then after this, we arrived here. We lived through a long asylum procedure, learning a new language and culture, feeling lonely and disconnected, getting a job, making friendship with other refugees as well as local people, dealing with past trauma, and finally struggling with persecution. Life has not been easy, and it is still far from being perfect. I have challenges every day, but as I looked around today, I realized that I'm happy. A year ago, I would never expect to be happy again. It is so strange to suddenly feel this emotion. I almost do not even recognize it. It's like a friend that I have not seen since childhood. I remember the dream that I had last week, the one about fleeing my homeland and crossing the sea on a boat. When Pastor Alex and I were alone, I turned to him. I told him about the dream. I asked him who the man was, the man who saved me. He listened to every word I said, stroking his beard. After thinking for a while, he replied, "I think you know who it is, but if you want to know more, I'm speaking about him in our church this Sunday." I have never accepted to go to this church before. I do not know what it is like, but a lot has changed in my life. Now I know Pastor Alex, his friends and Aziz. I have had strange dreams. I am reading the mysterious book. In fact, this book even saved my life. Now I am used to new ideas and experience, and I am open. I will go and visit this church. I will find out more. Why not? Our families came back to the table. I patted Rama on the head, unable to keep my emotions inside. I said, "We are happy." Rama nodded. Aisha smiled at me, a tear in her eyes. Sadiq chose this emotional moment to throw a paper airplane at his sister. We all laughed. We are home.
This was the final chapter of Armid's story. Thank you for listening. We hope that you were encouraged by this story of hope. God cared for Armid and his family, and he cares about your journey too. There will also be programs telling the story of Armid's wife, Aisha. We hope that you enjoy those as well. May God bless you as you look for a new home in a new country.